Welcome back to Late Night Love. Tonight, in our love segment, we are stepping into the complicated heart space where romance meets family, identity, and a bit of fear. A fiancé who wants a child with you but doesn't want you to be a parental figure. A kid with no friends who still deserves a birthday party full of joy. Strict parents and the first step towards independence. The terror of sending your child to school for the first time. And the heartbreak of men who pursue intensely then disappear. This segment is about nurturing yourself, your kids, your boundaries, and your hope. But before all that, we want to remind you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. There's probably other things I'm supposed to... Oh, like, subscribe, share, do all that good fun stuff. And remember, you can find us on, especially here in Sacramento, on KUCU916.com. Find the link to whatever the Live 365 link is. Our schedule's there somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
Really should look that up.
I've looked it up before, but I keep forgetting to write it down or put it on the webpage or something. Sites.
If you text me, I can remember.
Yeah, but then I have to remember to text you. And anyway, we will remember to do that someday. Just like we'll remember to do everything someday. At some point. Anyway, we are just as messed up as you guys are. That's what we're attracted for. All right, Lovey, where are we starting?
All right. My fiancée told me she doesn't want me to be a parental figure to her child, who is 5. Little girl.
Okay.
Yet she also wants to have another child with me.
Okay, those two things are not mutually exclusive. It's tough at 5.
It's tough.
Well, it's tough. Can be harder for the child than for the... These are both females, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's going to be harder for the child than the other parental figure or non-parental figure. See, that's the problem. You live with someone every day, especially since become a young age. You become a parental figure, especially if you're a kind human being. Now, it's very easy to not parent them. Right? That's relatively easy.
You don't discipline?
Yeah, you just redirect them. But It's also, especially at 5, it's also not very realistic.
Not really.
So what happens when they're babysitting? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the same as a real babysitter, is it?
No.
So those are the things that it's going to be tough. But it's going to be harder on the child. Because the child's, especially if you're a kind person, is going to develop some form of parental figure attachment to you over the course of years. They just will. And unless you're mean.
How is that going to work?
So
that 5-year-old is going to see the sibling being treated differently.
The 5-year-old will also see that a sibling has another parental figure in its life. It's not like the child won't have its other. That's the reason she's wanting this, is because there is another parental figure in this child's life. And not to be replaced. I can respect that.
Good luck.
Yeah, just from a practical level.
Yeah.
I mean, you can avoid the big pitfalls. Don't parent the child, that kind of thing. But it's going to be it's going to be a relationship strain, and the real strain is it's going to be a strain on the child if you actively try to not allow it to happen. If they develop a parental relationship, then they develop a parental relationship. You accept that. You just let the child take the lead. That's my solution to these kind of things. 5-year-old's a little young, but
I know.
But if you're a good human being, it doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Godspeed. Kid desperately wants a birthday party but has no friends. What would you do?
Okay. What kind of birthday party did they want? Just a regular old birthday
Just
party?
a birthday party with kids.
With kids.
Yeah, kids.
But there's no kids around. So why does this kid...
Friends.
Why does his... Yeah, but he's got no friends. So why does this kid have no friends?
That's the question.
Yeah. Is it the kid that doesn't... the kid might be his own problem here. He is dealing with the consequences of his own actions. Maybe he's a spoiled little brat and no one wants to be around him. Or maybe he just hasn't had the opportunity because mom and dad work all the time. And so grandma raises him. Grandma doesn't have the
energy.
The energy. She's lucky to make sure he's fed when, dinner's on the table in that time between mom and dad getting home,
Yeah.
It could be one of those. There's all kinds of reasons, and not judging any of them. I have a suspicion that it's some combination thereof. These things are rarely singular, right? Parents are busy, so they don't do play dates. Maybe they don't have a lot of money, so he doesn't have a baseball team or whatever. But when he goes to school, he's not the friendliest of child, so no one in the neighborhood wants to play with him. So what do? You do something fun. You take him to a baseball game. Something of that nature. You create a birthday experience rather than a party.
There you go.
Because you can't have a party if none of the other kids want to show up. Now, if he just wants people around, then best find a retirement community and ask if they can use their thing for a birthday party, and everybody's invited to come to the buffet that you're going to order, and just order food and have a bunch of old people come to his birthday party.
Cupcakes.
Yeah, whatever.
Cupcakes won't break the bank, and then they'll show up.
So, or find the kids in your neighborhood, have a pizza party, which is going to cost more than, right? It's going to cost a pretty penny.
But if you want the kids, you got to have pizza.
Yeah, you're going to have the show up for pizza.
Yeah.
And you may end up having to get kids you don't know, friends of friends, and with kids, just kids roughly his age, within a year or two of his age.
You're going to have to do some work.
You may actually have to buy your son all the presents and say, here's the present to give to Jimmy. Here's the present. Here's the present you give to Jimmy. Just because you may have to create that experience, but that's a harder pull. I'd kind of suggest the
birthday experience.
And here's the thing. If your child is antisocial or lacks social skills, then, you're going to have to retrain him to be a little more social. He's going to learn to play well with others. If he knows how to play well with others, if he can be social, then he's not getting the opportunities he needs to develop friendships. So get him the opportunity he needs to develop friendships. Both of those are solvable problems. Whichever problem he's having, both of them are extremely solvable. So find out which one it is and solve them. Maybe it's a combination of both, but solve both of them. You'll be better off in the long run. Being kind in the long run to solve those problems. So whichever one it is, or both. All right, what's next?
If people say you need to have hobbies in order to find a partner, why is it the majority of people that I speak to who have a partner or are married don't even have a single hobby whatsoever?
Because they don't consider their hobby a hobby.
Yeah.
The husband plays video games, and no one's considering that a hobby except it is.
He likes to tinker in the garage.
Yeah. What is he building? Who knows?
Don't know.
He's building a shelf to store his tools. That's I'm building shelving so I can store more stuff in my garage. That's literally what he's doing.
You know, in the neighborhood, I see this one guy. He washes his car every day. Every day.
Yeah, that's his hobby. He likes to clean his car.
It's a nice car.
Yeah. Some people will have a garden and it's in their backyard, but they don't consider that a hobby. They'll spend 2 hours every day on it.
Yeah.
But they don't consider it a hobby. But guess what? It's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason they don't is because they don't consider it's not bowling, right? They're not a Lego collector. You know, there's none of these. They're not a train collector or person, right? So there's none of these things that people consider as hobbies, but function as a hobby if you actually scratch past the surface. So
I agree.
I have lots of hobbies, but would people consider?
I know. I have a ton.
Would people considering editing podcast videos hobbies?
I
No, they're not. People think it's work, and it is. But I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't a hobby. I don't get paid for it. Mm-hmm. Well, I do sometimes, but you know.
But you get satisfaction.
Yeah, I'm helping someone express themselves. I'm learning new skills, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Networking, get to network with people, build an opportunity for later. Who knows? Right? That's what I engage in hobbies for. That's why you help people. Right? You don't actually expect anything out of it, but guess what? When you help people, the world helps you back. That's just how the world seems to work. Sometimes you have to wait. Doesn't mean you stop helping people.
No.
So.
You have no idea what you do, how it affects people
No.
in the long run. You never know.
You could have a tremendous impact on somebody's life that you didn't even have a direct contact with because they impacted somebody else's life, made a better life for themselves, and now all of a sudden their children have a better life. So you've impacted these whole second group of people indirectly.
Yeah.
All because you help someone to start to achieve their, set on the path of who they want to become. You help them achieve those first couple steps, which are the hardest steps. And I have the pleasure of getting to do that all the time. I get to help people on their first few steps. So
You're exceedingly good at that.
I'm good. You know how you know you're good at it? Because it doesn't feel like it's all that hard.
Oh my gosh.
But you come in, you see how hard, how difficult, how much people are struggling. And, okay, well, all right, let's figure out where you're at, where you want to go. And we'll develop a plan for you. And it's up to you. I can't walk you through it. You're going to have to actually do all the work. But here's your path to get to stage 1 or 2. And after that, you're going to have to juggle. I teach people this in my podcast class, which, funny enough, I thought was tomorrow, but it's next week. Anyway.
Bet you're ready.
No, I am, because I spent the first half of today getting ready for the podcast class, which is tomorrow, but not. Anyway. What's next?
How do I assert some independence with strict parents? Dad's 71, his mom is 55.
Oh, so you've got a boomer dad and a Gen X mom, and they're strict.
Yeah.
You're a 18-year-old woman. You're gonna have to leave the house.
You're going to have to move out.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I hate to be the one to be the bearer of bad news, but you're gonna have to find some roommates.
Find a roommate. Worth it. Worth it.
Yeah, and really, that is maybe the thing to soften them up, right? In 6 months when your lease is expired and you need to find new roommates. So you want to move back home for a month during the transition. They may be willing to loosen up at that stage, but they're not going to do it until you've actually shown some actual independence.
And
Because they still see you as their 7-year-old girl.
they do. I'm sorry. I still see my girls that way. You know, and then they're 40s, 30s.
Yeah. So, yeah, the only way to assert some independence is to actually assert independence. Because you're dealing with a boomer and a Gen X as parents. Just a young boomer and a well, I was going to say old Gen X, but it's not really. It's middle of the road Gen X. It's just a year younger than me. So, yeah, but we're crusty. And so we're kind of set in our ways. We will move, but we have to be kind of shown that it's the right thing to do. Generically speaking, as a generation. So you're going to have to assert some independence and get a place of your own. Find the job. Find the cheapest place you can. That might actually do it when you start
afford.
you start looking for places. If you want to get your dad, you start looking for places in unsavory neighborhoods.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can't see his little girl living in a studio in the worst neighborhood in town. You want to get him to rethink his position. Just saying. As a father, if you want to get me to rethink anything, yeah. Your little princess in some studio and, you know, having to dodge bullets on the way to her car on the way to work in the morning. All right, fine. We'll change rules. I'll deal with your mother. That's what'll happen. But, of course, he may call your bluff. So...
I'm thinking, yeah.
Not necessarily. The boomer, let's see. Now, if the bluff was being called on a Gen X father, I'd say no. But a boomer father, you could do it. You could pull it on me. What are you talking about? You could pull it on a Gen X father. You could. Because I want to actually risk her being in some studio in the worst part of town. No. I'll change rules.
Okay.
Yeah. But it is a dangerous strategy because you could end up in a studio in the worst part of town.
You could. Get a roommate. Go for a not so dodgy neighborhood.
Yeah, you find the slumlord in the nicest neighborhood you can find.
Yes.
And that's, you know, yeah, you'll have a terrible landlord, but so what? You have a terrible landlord.
But you'll be safe.
Yeah, you'll be at the worst house in the nice neighborhood.
In the nicest neighborhood.
Yeah. So, all right, what is next?
My kid is about to start school and I'm terrified. What do I do? He's a stay-at-home dad. He's been there since day one.
Homeschool your kids. But that's my generic response when anybody talks to me about educating their kids. I would not send my kids to public school these days in most places. There's a handful of places where you might. I mean, all decisions are local, right? But I would not send my kids to, say, our local school district. There's no way. It's actually worse than when I went to it. And it was bad then. It's so broke, the state's about to take it over. But now, if you do not feel competent to, you know, educate your child and homeschool your children and do all that comes along with that, I have no problem with it. Right? You want the best for your child. I get it. And if you don't feel you're the best person to give them that education they need, then you send them off to a professional. It's a completely reasonable thing to do. It's also completely reasonable to be terrified about it. These things can be, aren't mutually exclusive. Two things can be true. It can need to be done, and it could terrify you. So you're going to be terrified for a while.
You will.
You'll be all right.
I was.
The world's a scary place, but you know what? They're going to have to learn how to navigate it without you at some point. And this is those first steps. This is part of that process. It's a controlled environment, as controlled as anything with children can be. And you're just going to have to accept that that's part of the parenting process. No one likes that first day of school. Of course,
Wait till you send them off to high school.
you-
Then you get to send them off to college.
yeah, just see how you feel on the last day of school.
Yeah.
Oh man, gonna have this little brat back. Well,
They change when they go to school.
yeah, they start to pick up the mannerisms of the rest of the world
Yeah.
rather than your family, the limited experience he has around you.
Yeah.
And he's going to try them all out to find out which one's fit for him. And you have to be there for the process. But that's what parenting's about, watching them experiment and grow and learn. So, but I am going to go back to my thing. If you can, homeschool your kids. Or learning pods or some other thing than your generic public school. Unless you live in a spot that's got a good one. Again, if it's all possible, we all know that it's not possible for everybody. And no judgments if you can't. Or choose not to because you don't feel competent enough. But just saying, the state of our public schools is not good. Okay, what's next?
Why do men pursue me, win my heart, and freaking ghost after a few months?
Okay, so this is a recurring problem. Or is this a once?
Maybe your picker
Is this a 1 out of 5?
needs to be adjusted.
Or is this a 5 out of 5? Right? Is this the 4th or 5th time this has happened? Almost the exact same way. Then it's you. If you've gone out with 5 guys and the first one ended this way and the 5th one ended this way, right? Okay, fine. It's the guys. It's luck of the draw. But if all your relationships or most of your relationships are ending this way, you are the common denominator. What are you doing? Are you becoming overly clingy?
Are you going too fast? You get to know them.
Guys will wait. Do you have some weird kink that you finally express and that freaks them out? I could do it. I mean, there are some things that are. She probably would have said that, but for the value of our audience, right? There's lots of reasons that you could essentially scare somebody off. But mostly it's because at this stage, after 3 or 4 months, people get to see the part of you that you try to hide the other rest of the time. And so there's some part of you that you finally reveal, and people decide, I don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they should be more respectful of you and actually tell you what that is.
Now, do you know there's this school of thought
Yes.
that if you just stop calling, that's, being clear.
Well, it is, but it's not respectful. I didn't say being clear. I said being respectful. It's clear. If you stop calling you, it is clear. They're not interested in me anymore. Yeah, it's a clear signal. It's one of the clearest hints you can get.
But it's wimpy.
Yeah.
It's cowardly.
Yeah, it's not respectful. I don't even call it necessarily wimpy or cowardly, but it's not respectful. But that's not the question she asked. question she asks is, why does this keep happening? Well, why do they pursue you? Because you're attractive and you seem like a nice person on the surface. They win your heart. Well, if people are winning your heart after a few months, your heart may be a little too easy to win. And then ghost you. There's a pattern there.
Yeah.
She's describing a pattern. Maybe you're jumping in too fast. Or maybe you're revealing part of yourself that is not attractive to people. Which would be my bigger guess. Maybe you're a bit of an egg. And men are less tolerant to that these days than they used to be.
So there's something about her.
Only if it's a repeatable thing, right? Only if this is really repeatable. If it's a 1 in 5 thing, then it's them, right? Sadly, it's the culture of the day.
Yeah. Okay.
But if this is a repeated thing, or it's continually happening,
Something's
you're the sole repeating factor in that, right? So I'd look in the mirror. But again, it's entirely dependent. If it's happened the last 2 times, but your last 6 relationships have been fine, well, then and sometimes you can feel it's happened twice in a row. Oh, the world's it's just you rolled a 1 twice in a row. It is what it is. It happens sometimes. Flip another coin. It'll be all right.
slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a little better.
Yeah.
There's 2 suggestions. One, look at yourself and pick a little better.
Yeah.
Whatever that one means. All right, what's next?
Okay, now this never happened before.
No way, man.
There's a toddler.
Uh-huh.
He's 2.
Uh-huh.
He needs constant reassurance to be able to fall asleep.
Let him cry. Oh, that was my response.
No, they got him in his own bed,
Yes.
and he'll stand there for a little while.
Uh-huh.
Then he'll come in to their bedroom, and just, Mom,
Yeah.
Mom,
Because they let him.
Mom, until they let him into the bed.
Yeah, because they let him. Why is he doing it? Because you let him. Because if you don't, if they make him go back to bed, he ends up crying, right? And so they just don't want to deal with it. It's late.
No, he'll go back to bed again, and he'll let in there for a little while. And then he'll come back into the bed.
You're going to have to be a little more forceful when you put him back to bed. That's all I'm saying. There's going to have to start being...
He doesn't cry.
Yeah, but he's also not getting any repercussions, so he's going to continue to do it. Guess what? He gets to stay up later. He gets to play with mom and dad. It's all a nice, big fun and game for him right now. So you have to make it not a fun and game. Right? This is a big fun and games. He gets to keep everybody up later. Right? That's what he's doing. He's playing. That's what toddlers do, right? They either play or eat or sleep. That's what toddlers do. There's no in between. Now, they happen to learn a lot when they're playing.
Yeah.
So it's useful. But they're playing, eating, or sleeping. So he's playing. Mm-hmm. He's playing with his parents. His most favorite thing to do. With his most favorite people. So as long as you let him, he's going to keep doing it. So there's a couple ways to handle this. One, you can put him to bed and actually stay in his room with him until he falls asleep.
I have, with my grandson, set a chair in the hall. His light was off. The hall light was on. And I sat with the chair and I read a book. Until I said, I'm going to sit here until you fall asleep.
Yeah.
And so he'd sit there. He'd lay there looking at me. But no exchange.
So there are things you can actually do to force him to stay there.
Yeah.
Until he falls asleep. But you also, maybe his bedtime is a little early. Which is why he doesn't fall right to sleep. He goes in, he lays down, legitimately lays down to go to sleep. He doesn't fall asleep within 10 minutes or whatever it is. Well, I'm not sleepy, so he gets up. So maybe you need to change his before bedtime routine and get him some activity so he's more tired.
That's a good one.
Or change his nap time so he's... So there's other things to look at.
Yeah, he's not ready to give up the nap yet. That would be, ooh.
Well, he might be having 3 naps or something, and he
switch to 2.
switch to 2. You can change the nap time. You can make the nap time earlier. There's, or wake him up. Maybe he's taking, instead of taking an hour and a half long nap, he's taking a 4-hour nap. Well, you're going to have to interrupt him at 2, right?
Yeah.
There's options, but we don't actually have a full enough. But me, yeah, you can't let him. Otherwise, he will, because he's playing. And, of course, he's going to play if you let him play.
I would.
Yeah, you can't even blame the kid. Who wouldn't?
Laying bored, playing with parents.
Yeah, I can stare at the ceiling, or I can go bug mom for a little bit. I'm going to go bug mom for a little bit. Yeah, who wouldn't do it? I do it now.
You could.
I'm saying. You know how much it takes me when I'm having trouble falling asleep, when you're sleeping, to not bug you? It's like,
Really?
because I'm bored. I'm bored. I got a moderate toothache. It's, for whatever reason, it's keeping me up.
Oh, no.
No, well, sometimes, right?
Sometimes?
Yeah, you know how sometimes your sinuses are clogged up, and so you'll get a moderate toothache. It really shouldn't bother you, but you're just not quite comfortable enough to fall asleep easier.
Yeah.
Or you've already slept too much, but you just need to go to bed because it's, you got...
Poke.
Yeah, seriously, just to do it.
It's what I'm here for.
I do it now. I don't do it. So, there. But I'm telling you, I don't blame the kid. Of course he wants to. And he will do it as long as you let him. So you have to change the environment that's creating it. Or be more forceful about keeping him in your bed.
Yeah.
Park your chair and your switch in the hallway. Whatever it is you got to do, you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Love is not always symmetrical, but the effort you put into showing up for yourself, for your kids, for your future is never wasted. You're building something real, even when the people around you are still figuring themselves out, because we are all always figuring ourselves out. From me and Lovey, have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good night.